Hello everyone. Today I have a bit of a mix for you. It's part review and part comparison between one, but really two guitars. But before I get even more confusing, let me start at the beginning. This is the Harley Benton JA-60, which is essentially Harley Benton's version of the classic Jazzmaster. Now I've had a few of these over the years and mostly they're in for setups, pick-up and pot changes, and after playing a few I decided that I wanted one, as I remembered how good these were. Now I couldn't help but notice that the JA60 has now been changed to house Roswell vintage style Alkino 5 Jazzmaster single coil pickups. Now for those of you that didn't know, these originally had Roswell single coil P90 pickups installed, and I searched and could not find any of these models for sale. So in the end I ordered the new style, and 3 days later this turned up, and I was very pleasantly surprised. In fact, apart from needing the setup, it was just as stunning as these models are. Now as wonderful as this guitar was, it did come with some damage to the paint lacquer, right around the strap button, and looking at the box I saw that this had probably been dropped. I contacted Harley Benton and they were very good about it and offered me a return, or if I wanted to keep the guitar, a partial refund of £55. So I decided to keep it and take the refund. So this made this guitar only £95 in total. Now I must make it very clear that again, apart from the small amount of damage and the need of a setup, this guitar was lovely. It has a lovely thin C-profile neck with a nut that measures 42mm and it feels beautiful, and that's mostly down to the bound Indian laurel fretboard and what they call a vintage caramelised Canadian maple neck. It also boasts some lovely Clusen style vintage tuners that are spot on. The vintage off-white colour finish on this guitar is also beautiful, and the tortoiseshell pickguard really highlight the look of those Roswell Jazzmaster pickups. The only thing this guitar lacks is the tremolo unit that make the Jazzmasters so lush sounding and really bring those pickups alive. I can see why they left out the tremolo system, as that would have been too expensive to add, and Harley Benton are always about value for money, and for much of their history they have always delivered. There are numerous videos online that review some of the aftermarket tremolos, some budget and some higher end ones, so if you wanted to add one there is plenty of choice depending on your budget. So let's have a little listen to how this guitar sounds, both clean and with some gain. As usual I'm using my positive spark amp but with no effects, just a touch of reverb for the clean examples and just some added gain for the dirty. I'm completely honest, from memory I preferred the original P90 pickups that came with these, but although I could buy Roswell P90 pickups and fit them, this would mean that the pickguard would also have to be changed, which again would add further costs, and apart from a very expensive eBay listing, I couldn't source a pickguard for this guitar anywhere. I posted my dilemma on a Facebook forum, and as luck would have it, I was contacted by the fantastic Paul Saunders, who just happened to want the newer Roswell Jazzmaster pickups for his kit-made JA60, so he agreed to swap. What's more, Paul also kindly agreed to send his pickguard and pickups over first, so it would allow me to make this video. So without any further babbling, let's get to changing these pickups and then comparing for you the sound and see which ones you prefer. The first thing to do was to remove the current pickguard and pickups, and this was very simple and only required me to unscrew all the screws and desolder the bridge earthing cable. The fitting of the older style pickguard was a bit trickier, as even though it fitted perfectly, it did have to have a few new pickguard holes drilled. Next up I have to fit the new pickups, and these, as with the Jazzmaster pickups, screwed directly into the body, but the P90 pickups need to be screwed into the middle of the pickup routes. Also, the sponge backings were different to the Jazzmaster ones, so I had to make new ones, as the old P90 sponges were glued down, so ripped when they were removed. I used a kitchen sponge to cut new ones, and then stuck them down. I drilled new holes for the pickup screws, making sure to install a piece of tape, so I didn't drill too far into the body and come out the back. I then rewired the pickups and then restrung the guitar and set them to the correct height, and I finally had a JA60 with P90 pickups. I couldn't wait to try these out, so using the exact same settings and attempting to play the exact same riffs and notes, here's what they sounded like. Now for me, I'm very happy with the P90's, although just like the Jazzmaster pickups, these two are microphonic, but I've sent off the Jazzmaster pickups and pickguard to Paul now, so there is no going back anyway. For me personally, I would only have been happy with the Jazzmaster pickups if I had a tremolo installed onto the JA60, and I would also want the 1 meg pots installed. This is all very doable, but even at its cheapest it would add around another £70 to the price. Plus I don't use a tremolo that much, and I do have other guitars with one, but I don't have another guitar with P90's, or one that looks as cool as this offset. But don't take my word for it, trust your own ears, and see which ones you prefer in this blind test. Just before we get to that, could I please ask that if you liked and enjoyed the video, then please take a few seconds to like and subscribe to my channel, as it literally costs you nothing but a minute or two, but helps me so much and will enable me to continue to do these videos and total independent reviews. As always, many thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.